Hey y'all, welcome back to Backroads and Barking Dogs. Today kind of feels a little special. Today we're not just talking about lessons or life advice. Today I want to take you somewhere. Close your eyes for a second. Picture the Mississippi Delta. Thick summer air, cicadas buzzing, probably slapping mosquitoes that are as big as hummingbirds. But remember, let's just close our eyes and think. That muddy river smell that somehow feels like home. To me, that is what felt like home. And a little girl, barefoot, walking toward a small shack at Terrene Landing in Rosedale, Mississippi. That was me. I was that little girl. My daddy worked on the river. He was a towboat pilot, captain, if you must. And his office wasn't some fancy building. It was the shack. That is what we called it. Just a simple little building near the river. But to me, it felt important. It felt official. It felt like where real work happened. I remember walking barefoot in the grass and dirt. No shoes, no worries, just Delta sunshine on my shoulders. There was always that old shack dog. He wasn't fancy either. Just an old loyal dog who belonged right there. I think he come up and Daddy just started feeding him one day and he earned the name Shack Dog. But anyway, I'd throw sticks for him over and over again, and he chased them like it was the most important job in the world. And in between throwing sticks, I'd watch the towboats pass by. Slow, massive, steady, pushing their loads down that big, brown, murky river. There's something about watching towboats as a child. They don't rush. They don't race. They just keep moving, strong and steady. And I didn't know it then, but I was watching a picture of my daddy. Strong, steady, carrying the weight, providing. Rivermen don't always say a lot. They just show up. They work long hours. They miss things. They sacrifice quietly. And as a little girl, I didn't understand the depth of that sacrifice. I just knew I felt safe there. Safe at the shack. Safe watching the boats. Safe knowing my daddy was part of something big. The Mississippi River was the sound. It has a sound. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's constant. And I think growing up around that kind of steady rhythm shapes you. It teaches patience. It teaches resilience. It teaches you that not everything powerful has to be flashy. Sometimes the strongest things move slowly. When I think back to Terrene Landing, I don't think about money. I don't think about status. I think about dirt between my toes. The old dog panting in the shade. The smell of diesel and river water. My daddy inside that little shack, handling business. And me believing that was the coolest thing in the world. Life feels complicated now. Busy, loud, fast. But those memories, they're simple, and they remind me of who I am. I'm river raised. I'm Delta rooted. I'm the daughter of a man who worked hard in quiet ways, and I carry that steadiness with me. Even when life feels chaotic, even when the road twists, even when storms roll in, sometimes I think about that little barefoot girl throwing sticks, watching boats, feeling safe. She didn't know what life would hold. She didn't know the strength she would need one day, but she was ready to learn it. She was already learning it. From the river, from the shack, from her daddy. If you grew up in a place that shaped you, if you had a parent who worked hard in ways you didn't fully understand at the time, if you've ever smelled something that instantly took you back home, you know what I mean? Those roots stay with you. And maybe that's why I love back roads and barking dogs so much, because they remind me of that season. Simple, loyal, steady, home. It's just something that brings you back to home. Anyway, thank you for taking a walk down the riverbank with me today. Sometimes the strongest parts of us were built barefoot before we even knew it. Until next time, keep your heart open, your tea cold, and don't mind the barking dogs.